Happy New Year, guys. I kind of said that I was going to try to do something on New Year's Eve, and it is New Year's Eve. We are in the trunk, so welcome to the What's in the Trunk portion for this year. And we're just going to do a quick little intro before we get to the actual room tour. Not too much has changed, but we will, going to go through a little bit methodically, point out a few figures that we did pick up this year. And then, of course, start looking at some displays that we're going to probably get rid of and or change up. And look forward to changing it up and starting a new room downstairs. So, welcome. Happy New Year. Thanks for all the support. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's go see what's in the trunk. Well, guys, I didn't want to doctor it up too much from, the normal day-to-day, but I did pick up off the floor and, of course, off here. One thing that I wanted to leave up was my workstation that you guys really don't see too often. So I really want a table, but I got this little fold-away table. And, of course, that ring light is usually up there a little bit. And there's my little tripod. And then, of course, my mic that I use sometime. And, of course, back in there, that's like I would say that's a Ollie's, Target, and Walmart little storage room, which we'll get to here in a minute. So we'll do a quick pan. And then we're going to get into a little bit more specifics on the room. And like I said, some of the things we're going to change. I got my light. I have lights around the room as far as little puck lights that are battery operated. And I got most of them going. So if I concentrate on any area, I might move a puck light closer so you guys can see it and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the room. It's an 11 by an 11. And you guys can see the eclectic collection that we have here. So let's go ahead and start with some of my favorites. We'll go from left to right, and we'll just talk about it. Let me go get a stool so we can get some of this upper portion up there. Talk about a few figures. Some of those figures that we did get this year that I'm not doing a top 10 or top 20 or anything like that. I'm just going to call out a couple figures that I remember picking up this year that are kind of standouts and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and start with the very top left corner with some McFarlane. Todd McFarlane, Retro 66 Batman. And that display right here is the Batcave. That was one of the first ones that I've picked up when I started collecting the Retro 66. And then, of course, I dusted a little bit, but obviously not enough. And of course, there's some recent ones right there. Batgirl and Superman. Riddler and Batman going toe-to-toe. Some of my favorites were the villains. You got Penguin, Mr. Freeze. King Tut. I think out of this group right here, King Tut took it, I guess you could say, as far as villain. We got all my Jokers, my multiverse of Jokers. That's the most recent one we picked up. And of course, that one with the pink eyewear, the bandana, is the Platinum Edition. We have our Eartha Kitt, Julie Newmar, and Scuba Bruce and Scuba Robin. And these right here, guys, the McFarlane 66, they all have, they're very photogenic, meaning you could display them, and it's not just for Retro 66. I've seen a lot of the display used for Dr. Mindbender. So there you go, little McFarlane. And then we're gonna move over to another great line, a great line that I went all in on. I'm actually missing a few. I think I'm missing Ted DiBiase, just waiting for him to go on clearance. But right up front, Rick Rude and Mr. Perfect, probably one of my favorite pickups from this year from this line. Mr. T, probably out of all of it, yeah, those guys were good. I mean, even Vader's awesome, but Mr. T. Masterverse, a line that I'm pushing pause on. And yes, this is one of the bat cycles, one of the first McFarlane bat cycles. And I had him this year, almost exactly a year ago, and I think I did a review on him. I did a review on him. I still think he's contender for Figure of the Year. The sculpt, the paint apps, looks pretty good. And you can see I didn't get too many. I mean, Whiplash is a good one. I know Mr. Fantastic had him up there. And then Too Bad was pretty good. Before I move over to the right side of the wall, or the right wall, We're gonna go through some of these cases. I change these cases up quite often. They're actually battery powered inside and they have a light. I got lazy, I didn't even change the lights out for this video, so just because I'm getting ready to do a lot of changes, but none of these are actual vintage. Well, let me take that back. As soon as I say it, we got Greedo, Walrus Man, Hammerhead, those are vintage. We got Nib Nub, who's actual Kenner vintage. And this is what I was talking about, an eclectic room that's just fun for me. I was never a Ghostbusters guy, my brother was, but a little homage to our Ghostbusters cartoon line. Beavis and Butthead, big Beavis and Butthead fan. Recent pickup with Pee-wee. Okay, and of course, Captain Spaulding. And that's the way I've always collected, guys, just a little bit of everything. So leave it in the comments. You know who that is? That's courtesy of our buddy Red up at Red Genesis up in the Gastonia area. A lot of you guys know I am a Muppets fan, and I have the Muppets in here for now. Waiting on, again, a display to put them a little bit better. What are you doing? Wreck shop. Dang, I wish I would have got all that on camera. Marvel Legends 375. One of my favorite lines. And yes, that is a newer Mecha Godzilla that we did recently pick. He's one of my top of this year, even though it's only Super 7 reaction Godzilla. It looks pretty good. And I think we're missing Luke Cage from this. Some more Sentinels that we recently picked up at Ross. This one right here, Ghost Rider action, one of the favorites of this year. Even though I got him at full price, and within 2 weeks he went down to pretty much clearance. You can see that these lights are on a little bit, running low on battery. Super 7 reaction to Kryptonite. Now, name the movie where there's a clown in 007 that plays a big part in it. There's a couple clowns in a couple of them, but one specifically that I'm thinking of. There's our medical staff from the Twilight Zone and Jet Jaguar. Little Roger Rabbit. Got Ash, Hellboy. Got the Bride. Got some hip hop going on there. I don't have JMJ broken out. He's on card. I don't know if I want to pull him off card. I'm going to probably get a different set and put Run DMC and JMJ out there. But you got Grandmaster Flash, Biggie, Slick Rick. Got a Herman we just recently picked up. Snake Plissken. And then, of course, our Phantasm guy right there. There's our Godzillas right there. Pretty fun to have. Back to the right side, we have my little clone display, and I'm gonna actually get rid of a lot of these clones. Just have too many up there. And then we have our Bad Batch. And the reason why I'm getting rid of them, because I'm downsizing a lot of the Black Series, which I've been saying probably for the past month. Masters of the WWE, what a great line. I really wish they would have stayed with it. there's just some right now. Again, somewhere to put it for now because, yes, that's an autographed Shaq jersey, which we'll be leaving eventually. And we're going to put something right in this area. And then we are at my MOTU, the Gray Skull. And I don't have room for Snake Mountain yet. But some figures we picked up recently, I kind of kept them out. Got the Snake Man, Cobra Khan, He-Man over there. Some of the figures I didn't break out is like Moss Man and Lady Slither. Going back up to the top, going from the clones right over to the right, I have my Mando set up. And again, that's foam board that I created myself, kind of just painted, cut it up, pasted it together. I just wanted to make a little display for the Mando figures, for the Mando line, I guess you could say. So we have some Jawa up there. We got Mando and Ahsoka next to Jedi Luke. Got some Mandos. We got Bill Burr. Got some troopers sprinkled in there. Some up top next to Moff Gideon. Boba Fett, Cobb Vanth. A little bit different angle so you can see how deep it goes into the display. And then coming from this side so you guys could see it. I got my N1. I don't have a pilot, but I do have Grogu flying it using the Force. Well, let's go down a little bit. I still have my one of my first pieces that I picked up for the room. And yeah, everybody's favorite, Funko Pops. We have the black lights here. Let me turn off the lights. Early in collecting, like many of us, started off with Funko Pop. And we still have some. You guys know that. Still buy them every now and then, but just... these are cool. I like these because the black light and everything like that, but it's very rare that you're going to find something, you know, that hits anymore. A lot of the stuff looks the same. Elvira and Hendrix in there, which we picked up, I'm pretty sure, this year. There's a Eddie Brock next to a Black Panther. Those were so hard to find at one point. I think the only one, as far as the black lights, that I would still like to get is a Wolverine and a Spider-Man. So a lot of you guys do know that, you know, our collection from 2013 really was the character cards that you guys see up here. Originally, this whole peg wall was filled with Marvel and Star Wars and some DC, pretty much the whole runs. Let's go right here with the Venom. These, when they first came out, they started off with numbers. Focus. There you go. So this Venom was like number 6 in the run, and obviously it just went up sequentially. And then, of course, getting the Wolverine and the Hulk. You can see the Hulk right there, Red Hulk, things like that. And then, of course, just like all Hot Wheels and even action figures, they come with different card backs, different paint apps, stuff like that. So some of the more recent pickups, Barbie, got the Grease, which I did in my last haul. And then, of course, I actually have a lot of the Hot Wheels, like, boxed up in totes. Not getting rid of them, just looking for a better place to display because we started collecting action figures. Thanks again to Laura, good friend of ours, good friend of the channel. There's that Spider-Man that was gifted from her. We have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Venom. As you hear the fireworks, you see Peter Parker, got the Green Goblin, Mysterio. Drew a blank there for a second. I do have most of the retro carded figures. I don't have Kingpin, which I will eventually get, or I'll just wait until they re-release them. Shout out again to Pixel Dan. We recently got that autographed over at RetroCon. And then, yeah, some more Super 7 reaction figures. Here's that JMJ I was talking about. Shogun, this was really, really awesome. Obviously, I want a real vintage Godzilla, Shogun Godzilla, one of these days. Up front, this is a recent pickup this year. We got this up at Toymeister, Dynamite Jack Slater. I wanted to take him off card. Some of you guys said don't. Again, room. Just room. One of my favorite pickups from this year. G.I. Joe Snake Eyes, signed by Mr. Larry Hama himself 2 years ago at Heroes. We got some more G.I. Joe back here, and here you go. What do you guys think of these? O-rings? What? O-rings? Yeah, this was from the Sky Striker. I still have them. They're in these protective cases. I don't know if I'm going to keep them. I don't know. I want to get rid of the Sky Striker just because I don't have room for it. And I'm not really in the 3 3/4 O-rings yet. I do have 2 boxes in the that closet over there of vintage collection figures, but I just kept out the ones that I really liked. A lot of them are from the OT, and of course some clones. So a lot of these are really recent vintage collection figures. Nothing really too I guess you could say up there in value. I don't know if you guys remember these, right in the heart of the COVID time, there's Echo. You got Anakin, and these are all my doubles that I have on card still. And Obi-Wan, and then the pilot. Going back up top, one of the better vintage collection figures of this year has to be this Darth Vader from the Death Star. Easily one of the best. So one of the better, I guess you could say, I like this. The Hawkeye on the Sky Cycle. Definitely one of the better pickups this year. Finally picked up a Rogue from the X-Men. There's a Bishop back there from this year. Some Spider-Man. Here you go, little Avengers action. Got Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Cap. Cap was one of my top figures last year. There's a Thor. Got an Iron Spidey hanging on to the side. You also have Scarlet Witch hanging on to the side. Now, the Zombie Witch, and the Zombie Iron Man, definitely some awesome pickups this year. There's our Scarlet, which would probably be at the top of the figures of the year. And then we have our Spider-Man and his amazing friends. We have Beast. There's another awesome zombie with zombie cap. And what's wrong with my Hercules right there? Wolverine hanging out with Marvel Select Hulk. And then of course there's that Rhino from, was it this year or late last year? Doc Ock from the 2-pack Amazon. There's our Lizard. Vulture, that was a good pickup. Armadillo and Scorpion right there, pretty good pickups. I am more of a MCU guy, the MCU family. I know not a lot of you guys are, but a little display for the MCU figures that we have, because I have another display of these guys. Going down here to the Iron Man shelf, which is right there on the ground. Oh, we got some Iron Man leaning with it. We got the Midas Iron Man laying down, and I do have room for the Mark II next to the Mark 1 and Mark 3. I got some Deadpool back there and Cable, still in boxes for some reason. Before we move on from here, I just want to give a big thank you again to Zach Jack Dan for, I bought some of these Iron Man figures from him as I was trying to complete, you know, a little bit more of a Hall of Armor, so thanks again. We are getting closer and closer to New Year's, and we're just going to go ahead and just continue to push on. Yes, I have Kate Bishop and Hawkeye hanging out on my very top shelf, way up here. And kind of like the 80s shelf, video game shelf, a little bit of everything. These Jada Street Fighter figures are going to find a good place outside of just way at the top. And while you guys are doing this, point out any Easter eggs. Well, here's a good example. You got some Fortnite figures, trying to figure out what the heck what's going on there. So as I go through this, just leave it in the comments. See if you can see how crazy my mind is. Some Transformers, 86 Transformers really is my focus. This is all, none of this is vintage. You know, this is all within the past couple years. I do want to get a couple more. I need to get Swoop. I want to complete the Dinobots. Coming over here, we got some McFarlane. Some of my first figures were dcmcfarlane. That Vampire Bat, Soup, Joker, and Bat were probably some of my favorite figures of this year from McFarlane. You got a Batman back there. He's another figure, one of my first figures from McFarlane that I really liked. Got our Jokers right there, Mr. Freeze. And then of course, now all this right here, obviously I want to kind of clean up. And I did take a couple pictures with these guys in the villains lair. I need to do another one and add Mr. Freeze in there. Get into some wrestling, Marsha always says, why do you collect so much wrestling? I'm like, come on, look at these guys. There's like one of 2 AEW figures in this whole lineup. Where's the other one? There he is. There's a Sting. You know, with wrestling, most of us loved it as kids. And you can see from my collection, I'm just trying to stick with the more WWF or Attitude Era. Star Wars Vintage Collection. Eventually, you know, I was envisioning like different scenes throughout the shelf. Yeah, I couldn't find it. He's not supposed to be here. I was actually cleaning up and I was gonna find a place other than here to put him, but there's one of the few G.I. Joe on the retro card that Walmart had. But you know, little RTJ, little Mando, and again, Mando's where it really started with me. Got Bill Burr, talk about Pedro, talk about what they're gonna have for Chow. The mini Cantina, the mini Bad Gangsters, I guess the 3 3/4 version of Bad Gangsters. Many of the Mandalorian, many key Star Wars characters. You know, and they're listening to the modal nodes right over here. And then just random 3 3/4 figures busted out. Had ideas for, just never really came through. And here's some good pickups that we did 2 years ago up at Gamers Alley and at Retro Toys and Collectibles up there in Cherryville with Cotton. I'm drawing a blank right now, not the dewback, but the Banthas. We got the Banthas right there, not Man Cave's beard, by the way. And then here's the shelf and a half of my dilemma. I am gonna be cutting a lot of these guys out. Like her, for example. Who is she again? She doesn't belong here. Just having fun with some displays. I finally finished the arc and we just picked this Mando up. We got some bounty hunters. We got the Kersanin. So I said, you know what, that'd be kind of a little funny to have there. I'm gonna put a lot of my boxed Black Series away. You know, this blue line, Leia right there is a blue line. Prototype Boba. There's a Django. And then some more Black Series that I'm going to be kind of packing up. I like the Bounty Hunters idea, so we're going to keep a lot of the Bounty Hunters up. But some of the stuff from the sequels, we're going to get rid of, box them up. A lot of the Gaming Greats figures, we're going to box up just because I've never played the game, not once. I'm going to get rid of her, whoever she is. I'm going to keep him out for obvious reasons. So if they don't fit, like our blue guard right here, he doesn't fit. And then some of these troopers, like this guy with the 4 stomachs, Han, he has family, we're gonna get rid of him, peace. This girl, whoever she is. I mean, even like the Cardinal, Captain Cardinal, I think that's her name. We're gonna get rid of them because they don't fit what I know as far as, you know, really the OT, some of episodes 1, 2, and 3, and Mando. A little bit of Rogue One. So that's an actual Kenner Rancor that we picked up from Cotton. And we got some Jedi. We're gonna get rid of Obi-Wan, the Revans, that Obi-Wan. We're gonna keep our clones out. This right here, another figure, pretty high up there for figure of, not figure of the year for me, but just definitely a figure that I enjoyed in 23. We're gonna get rid of this Hunter, because we have the original back on the clone shelf. There's a cartoon that we still have in package. And then this is where the fun starts. So we're about halfway through the video. Leave it in the comments what you guys see here, kind of different, kind of odd, kind of out of place. But this is the beginning of Bad Gangsters, where all my action figures come to hang out and have a good time. As the fireworks go off in the background, just you know, club music going on right now. Leave it in the comments. A little bit of fun, some Easter eggs, some conversation, some partaking in some food, some beverages. Got the modal nodes. Got our bouncers up front. Gotta have your bouncers. Got a little Snake Plissken action going on with our boy Randall Park. Bounce back, focus. Randall Park, little Randall Park bounce back. So yeah, that's Bad Gangsters. Okay, so I'll tell you one. There's Cobb Vanth right there. He likes to just steal people's headgear, so that's him. And then some troopers. Now these original stormtroopers, and even the ones like from the gaming greats, like this guy right here, forgot his name, the rocket guy, we're gonna keep him because he fits. With my MCU stuff, we just got Goblin, so I have nowhere else to put him. There's Galactus. Yes, he still works. He's hanging out. There's my quarter scale Batman. And back there is a Catwoman. I'm gonna go to the bottom shelf, which is, yes, on the floor, but some more MCU. Got a ton of MCU guys. But again, MCU was our thing. Definitely our thing. Got the Avengers up front. Got some new stuff. Yes, I do have some Shang-Chi. I really like that movie. There's a Favreau sighting with the one and only. So we have that there. And then over here, just some cosmic stuff that I just wanted to keep together. Again, just running out of room for these Marvel Legends. There's so many. There's a Ghost Rider hanging out. Some Build-A-Figures. So yes, this is the mess. A lot of you guys don't like this. And I don't like it either, but I wanted to keep them on display, keep them out there. Transition one more back up to my favorite shelf, the G.I. Joe Classified. And the reason why we're doing getting rid of a lot of the Black Series, so we could get this little war scene and amplify it. Give them some real estate. Your Dreadnoks finally on the Fortnite boat. And yes, that is a Mr. Freeze from McFarlane. There's a Crocmaster. And again, anytime you see a Easter egg, call it out. There's an extra Fiona from the recent Ross trips that we had. Over here toward the front, and yes, we do sit on that couch and we do watch a lot of TV. Even with that stuff there, we can still watch TV. Recent pickups, there's the Skeletor that we just picked up last video. There's our He-Man we're gonna bust out. And the Turtles of Grayskull we found. Larger scale NECA, right here riding along in the Bratz mobile, or Elvira's, her ride. Hanging out with Quint. Joker we got this year, he was gonna be at the top, but I don't like him anymore. I don't know. A lot of you guys are convincing me that he's actually not that good, and I could see there's pros and cons to it. But you got John Nada, he's here to kick A and chew bubblegum, and he's all out of bubblegum. You got Captain Spaulding, recent pickup this year, great pickup. There's that Beast Kingdom Batman, They Live. So here we are in the NECA shelf. A lot of the horror NECA we have up here. Probably one of the top figures we picked this year, or picked up, was our Predator, Shaman Predator. Shout out to Hey Archer, definitely convincing me to finish my Predator pickups. Got Ash back there, he's the good Ash. And one of my favorites from last year, American Werewolf in London. I did have these up on a different display, but for right now, they're here until I find a better spot. And not just NECA, but Super 7 Ultimate Conan. Got the multiverse of Arnold's. One of my first figures I ever picked up was this Ming from Flash Gordon. One of my more favorite shelves, and I'm probably gonna move it up, is my TMNT monster mashups, the Universal Monsters. That right here, the stand itself is foam board that I actually made, scored it, painted it, washed it, flocked it basically. And out of this group, there's actually two figures that I really like from this year. One is gonna be the Casey Jones, and the other one is going to be the Monkey King. I know our buddy Nolan collects. Go give him a, if you don't, you should be subscribed to him if you're not already. Go hit him up. Really focused on Mythic Legions, 4 Horsemen, and Cosmic Legions, but he put Monkey King as his #1, and I would not argue with that. On the bottom shelf, which doesn't really deserve to be on the bottom shelf, is the other Universal Monsters, the actual Universal Monsters themselves. I would give the nod to the creature from the Black Lagoon, a nod for potential figure of the year. And yeah, up here I do have the Batmobile. We have the Flash Batman, Michael Keaton, getting the love dust from Poison Ivy with the bride. And you got Bat Nips and those guys trying to figure out what's going on. Easily favorite pickup of the year. Just, I guess you could say the wave is gonna be the Hiss tank. We got our Shadow Tracker there. Scrap Iron helping out. Here's our driver. And these guys talking about some plans. What's gonna happen. This guy giving him the what are you talking about look. Alley Viper. There you go. And then there's a bat, Crimson Bat we added to the mix. And I kept it as original as possible as far as the original Hiss, but the one thing I did add was the cannons up front, just because, you know, as a kid, or, you know, in the 80s, I could easily see that one being an actual accessory for the actual Hiss. Coming down here was a box gifted to us by Raul, and this is where I keep a lot of my displays, like the Villains Lair and a lot of my foam board stuff. I just keep it there, but in case you guys didn't know, again, I do collect some die cast. There's a Street Fighter, Deadpool, and then some more character cars down there. Finishing off, yes, this doesn't make any sense, but again, I'm cleaning up, and I originally had some of my retro up here. I tried hanging Boba Fett ship up, but it was a little too heavy. So I might actually put them on like a floating shelf somewhere up here. Oh, helmets. Yes, we have a couple. I have 2 more on the way, and I might have to rearrange them, but we got 2 more on the way. This display, I actually just did this maybe an hour ago, just because I was like, well, how am I gonna show off this stuff? Because I do have some of the Super 7 Ultimate Mars Attacks on order. So these will eventually come off, and same thing with him, but this is going to be a bigger display than not just in the details. One of the figures for the year for me would be the Ahsoka Tano Hot Toy. It's an amazing figure. I got it. Well, that's the thing, is I ordered it like a year and a half ago, and I got it early this year. There's the R2 that we got from Tracy and the guys up at Needless. We also picked up this display from Captain Comics when they had their Captain Comics Expo. We picked that up, and then we picked this one up at Toymeister. But not all of these are vintage. Some of these are actual retro. I would say it's about half and half. Retro from this year and actual Kenner. How about this little setup of our Black Series This is a lot of this is OT and gonna get dispersed. Like I have 2 Chewbacca, I have a couple Han Solos. I only need kind of 1 of each. So we're gonna dilute a lot of the Black Series to include this right here with the other ones. And yes, that is an Elsa doll and it's pretty awesome. And that's my granddaughter's. So that's the room if you were to just walk in, take your time and look at everything. Definitely some good figures this year. Definitely some figures that I got that I'm probably not second guessing, just definitely reconsidering on displaying them and, you know, thinking something else for them. But leave your comments too, guys, if you see those Easter eggs. I love hanging out bad gangsters. That's part of the whole rearranging. I want to open up another part of a bad gangsters or another extension, kind of a little bit of a world building with the Black Series, or just say the 1/12 scale action figures. If you made it this far, like, comment, share, subscribe. But we got a little bit more. And this next part, I'm going to be up front. I didn't expect it to get this out of hand. And I mean, this is already out of hand, but there's more out of handness. And I have these ideas of, you know, world building. And I was like, oh, I need this, I need this. And I just really don't. Right now, a lot of my figures that I still want to keep, I have in that closet that I'm looking at right here. So we don't judge. I don't judge you. I'm going to put this on 0.5 so we can spread this out. It's kind of tight in here. A little bit extra. Some of these are empty boxes, but like I got a dinosaur in there. What am I going to do with a dinosaur? Doubles on some Joes. Doubles on some Marvel. This is what I was saying. Platinum. A lot of my Platinum Edition. Whoo! A lot of my Platinum Edition McFarlane are in here. So I got the Platinum Robin, Riddler, Joker. All these are Platinum Edition McFarlane. We got some retro card Spider-Man right there. Recent pickup, the Flash Batman. I had an extra one. I was like, you know what? I'll keep him on card. Platinum Edition Dune. You got a Ray Liotta. You got the gold label Batman, or the Flash Earth 2. Another Batman there. So that, and then I have another King Shark in-box. So we have the Batman statue right there, the gold one, just chilling in a closet. Gold label Dark Side, chilling in a closet. This is a double. Who do we got? Oh, some more of the Platinum Edition. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of my Platinum Edition I do want to display. Same thing with these guys over here. There's the $350 Sabine Wren Micro Galaxy Squadron. So here's my MOTU stuff that I still have away. Again, they're here temporarily. I'm gonna be setting this stuff up. Ooh, what is this? He does still glow. But yeah, we got our Lady Slither, Frogmonger, Skeletor, King Randor. Thank to our buddy Joseph Michaels. Thanks again, buddy. I have another Scareglow on card. Duplico, great pickup, great hunt. One of the top hunts of this year is when Marcia told me to go to James Island and I told her no. She said yes, and we ended up finding him. So you listen to your house commander. Oh yeah, CamelCon, one of my favorite figures. Okay, so I have this wave, the Junkyard Dog Wave Undertaker, and we have a Andre still on card, and we got the Hitman on card. I do have the Slaughter. He's in a box, I think. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's him right there. So there's the Sergeant Slaughter. I just put him in a box. I think I was going to try to get him signed. Masters of the WWE. Good line, man. Blue Boots Chase. Shout out to our buddy, Hey Archer. Thanks again, bud. Got a Moss Man. Still have to bust out. Yeah, he still smells. You can smell him. He's my air freshener for my extra room right here. There's a Blue Series Jabba sealed in box. Ultimate editions. Some doubles in there. A lot of them I just didn't want to bust out, like this Chase, Razor Ramon, Tracksuit Rock, and another Hitman that I'm not going to bust out. I got my McFoley up there. Okay. We got the Chase Andre. We got a Ricky Steamboat Chase. We also got John Nada. We got a Junkyard Dog Chase. We have the 4-pack of the 60th. I guess this one was the one that they recalled. If you look right down there, I still have my Turtles in the Sky still sealed in box. Doubled up on some Stormtroopers. What's in the trunk? What's in the closet? And very fortunate, but at the same time, I do plan on busting out most of those, not all of them. So guys, that is it. That is the room tour of 2023. I did find a few figures that really stood out this year that I really liked. The Hiss probably takes it as far as that wave. And again, the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander, which I do have. I still have him in the box somewhere. I'm afraid to take him out. And some good wrestlers, some good wrestling pickups, some decent Black Series pickups. The Commando, Rebel Commando, probably one of them. Spiral's a pretty good pickup. Their Chrysanthemum's a decent figure from this year. Indiana Jones, I think this one's probably the best out of all the waves. The Guard, and again our Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. I think that's the original one in the box, not the carded one. The Three Amigos, the Spider-Man having fun out there. That was a good pickup. I picked up that Blade over there from Yester Toys. He's over there watching Kermit's nephew play. General Hawk hanging out. Trouble Bubbles, the Arctic Trooper, great pickup. The Viper, the other Viper, you know, Cobra. I think Cobra, wow, man, it's tough, you know. And you got our Fortnite boat at $14, so I could get the Dreadnoks, and they elicited the help from not Iceman, but Mr. Freeze right there. Some of these Joes, Tripwire, Rock and Roll, Snow Job. I mean, even going to the Bazooka, Rakondos, Outbacks. I think the big miss was this guy, Falcon. That's why he's covering his face. Low Light. Gosh, man, there's so many good ones. The Green Goblin, this is definitely up there. You know, I don't know if you guys caught it. We got a William Dafoe in the house, hanging out, having a drink. So thanks guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out for this crazy room tour to end 2023. I really can't thank you guys enough for, again, all the support these past, I guess it's, the channel's coming up on 2 years now. February will be 2 years maybe. I don't even know. Because it's going by so quickly and we're having so much fun. And I appreciate you guys for all the support, you know, making it fun. I think that's going to be it. Shout out to my family. Happy New Year's, happy holidays, happy New Year's to all my family and all my friends. This new year coming up, 2024, better than all before, whatever, however you say it. I think the main goal is going to be a little bit more patience, a little bit more thoughtful planning. And I think that's what it is just planning it out a little bit better, not just going bananas and make this collection, because the collection's not going to change too much. It's just, you know, the higher end stuff that we want to display. We want to make sure we do it right. Enough babbling, enough of the tour. That's what's in JB's toy trunk. Thank you all so much. Goodbye 2023. You can still hear the fireworks in the background. 22-23. It's 22-23. We're going to go ahead and start editing this video. Hopefully you guys will see it on New Year's Day. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Always enjoy the ride. You guys take care. Peace. Oh, wait, hold on. Push pause.
Happy New Year, baby!
Happy New Year.
Give me that. I'm joking.
Lulu Dallas Multipass.
Multipass.
This is amazing.
We have the Lord Vader at Heroes Con.
Enjoy the riding life on JB's Toys.
Who we got here? We got an Astromech hanging out with us. Oh, Rhodey.
I don't know, thank you finally somebody that didn't call me Iron Man.
What?
I know everybody call me Iron Man.
Well, you're the War Machine.
Thank you.
You are Rhodey. There you go, Colonel Rhodes. Yeah.
Hello, Jarvis. Open them eyes.
What?
Multi-pass.
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 We're talking street humans, we're talking action figures, we're talking all kinds of hella sick things over there at the panel. Come on through. Shut Brad.
Hi, this is Eddie Deason. I play Eugene in Greece, and I play the know-it-all kid in the Polar Express. I want to say hi to a very lovely lady named Marsha. Marsha, I'm here with your husband, JB. He loves you very much. We're sorry you couldn't make it to the show, but I wanted to say hi and send you all my love. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful holiday season. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a happy holiday. Take care, Marsha. Bye.
Huh? Huh? Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And another one.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
What does Papa look like?
A cow.